Like, really watch them. Because people who play games, in my experience, at least nowadays, they like to play games with other people. There's a heavy sense of community nowadays with gamers that didn't used to be there. Back in, like, the 80s, 90s, you were a gamer, you had about 8 friends that you knew that played games. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on what it was. Nowadays, you can't move without tripping over somebody who plays a game. Either on their iPhone, iPad, computer, PlayStation, Xbox, Wii, anything. Gaming has become so much more of a acceptable hobby than it used to be. Don't get me wrong. The hardcore or medium-core gamers are still quite rare, in my opinion. Because I do not consider the people who play games only on either Facebook. Don't even get me started on fucking Facebook people. Facebook people, I think of as the lowest quality of gamers. I think of them as the absolute bottom of the barrel people that only play Facebook games or web games, like just Facebook games in general. The social media site games are the absolute bottom barrel games. Above that is the iPhone games and iPad apps and games. Alright. And I'm talking about electronic, interplayable video games, okay? So, Angry Birds, all the other ones, I can't think of any other ones at the moment, because I don't own an iPad, pod, whatever. Low form. Above that, in my eyes, are the people who play arcade games at actual arcades. Those people... Actually, no. I'll rank those higher. Okay, we'll put them aside for right now. The arcade people. Console people are the next level. Now, by the way, I'm reminding you right now, I'm making this as an unofficial list that I'm making at 4:30 in the morning. And I'm going to be going to bed in about an hour. So, excuse me if I'm forgetting a certain genre of games that you'd rank lower, higher, whatever. So, beyond the iPhone people or the iPad or the Android or whatever the fuck thing you have, above them are the console people. The Wii people, the Xbox people, the PlayStation people. Because some console people can own consoles and only own Call of Duty. Now, don't get me wrong. Call of Duty is a fine franchise. However, you can only put out the same game so many times. And that's only what Call of Duty's been. The last games. The last 4 games have been nothing but the same repetitive things. It's just been, okay guys, new Call of Duty game. What should we what should we put in here? Shoot people, but with different guns. Oh my god! Or the biggest leap is the zombie thing. But even then, that's not that big of a leap because zombies are also very mainstream nowadays. You say movie monster, most popular movie monster ever. I'll say zombies every time, any day. No vampires, no. Zombies, yes. Zombies are the big money monster right now. Okay. So, console people. They're tier 3. Tier 4. Oh shit, Hawkeye. Stop talking shit for 1 second and pay attention to the damn game. Tier 4 are the multiple console people. No, you know what? I'll actually above the single console people, I'll put the arcade people. Because the arcade people don't need to be that high. But if you go to an arcade and you actively play games in the hope of getting to the high score or wanting to be the high score people, you are more hardcore than the single console owners. Okay. Now remember, this is only hardcore. This is not what defines more dignity in terms of gaming. Because all gaming's good. Every little bit of it's good. Alright? I'm just giving you my own definition. So, above the arcade people are the multiple console people. The people who've had SNES. Or the NES, SNES, Xbox, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Xbox, Nintendo, whatever. Those people I rank as the medium to hard level of game people. Thank you, Jill, for leveling up. So, you know what? Actually, no. Those are the highest people. The ones right below them, the ones right below the multiple console people that have been playing it for years, are the PC game people who buy games either on Steam or at your GameStop for the PC. Those are the World of Warcraft people. Those are the EverQuest people. Those are the just general shit. Click on the right window, dickhead. Those are those people, in my opinion. And then, right above them, hardest of hardcore, are people who've been playing the games since they were about 5, 6, and still keep up with it. Alright? Now, if you were just a kid and you played the games a couple times because your friends own them, and nowadays you own a console, and you play, you know, just 1 or 2 consoles, then you're fairly in there. You're fair. You're a very respectable person. So, this has been my little rant on exactly the levels of hardcore. Or, not even hardcore, I need to stop saying that. The levels of dedication. That's what it is, dedication. I forget what the lowest level I said was. Bottom barrel people. Oh, Facebook people. That's it. Facebook people are the bottom barrel. That's what it is. Just the casual of most casual people. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the Facebook things can be very, very obsessive. I think I saw a news channel that one woman's baby died because she was too busy playing Farmville or something. She was neglecting it so heavily. So, I'm not talking about in terms of obsession. I'm talking about in general public terms of what I would call a gaming person and what I wouldn't. So, that's been my little rant about that. And I've wanted to get that rant out there for a while. But again, if you rank within, you know, you only own 1 console and you haven't owned... Let's just say you didn't get into consoles until about 3 years ago. And you just got an Xbox 360 and you're getting into it and you're actively becoming part of the community. There you go. You're trying. But just some people are so silly. So silly. Now, you know what? I think I'm going to go back. Reason why I'm leaving to go back is because I want more heals. I'm uncomfortable with the amount of heals that I have right now. But I am very glad... Oh, shit! I am very glad with the amount of money and items that I got from that last treasure chest room. And now we can just blow past it. We don't even need to worry about it. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of enemies on screen. Look, 6, and then that's 8 enemies. Christ. Now's the time to be pulling out Fire 3. Now's the time to pull out all the stops. For example, okay, he has 86 health. Let's see. He has 86. I want to see this. Does this cure poison as well? Let's see. Okay, come on. I know everybody's getting poisoned. Yeah. Okay, let's see. 152. Now, it said HP up. Does that mean that my grand total of HP has gone up? Because that would be very cool if it increased my max. By the way, you can gladly rank your people that you would call dedicated or non-dedicated people. And that's really what I care about. in terms of game. I don't care if you log 875 million hours into World of Warcraft and that's all you play. You're a hardcore of that. But in terms of general global gaming and actually being part of the community, I don't consider you that dedicated. Because your allegiance is only to one thing. And you can't really do that. You have to be willing to evolve with the games. In my opinion. At least that's... You see, it's the whole thing of, I'm trying not to piss off too many people, because I know some of you guys are fairly, lenient and not really that into it. And I'm not dissing on the guys that are fairly lenient with how they do games, especially the older people who, don't have time for it anymore, because they're working a job or living their lives. And that's perfectly fine. So, I'm not saying that you should feel bad because you aren't constantly playing games and what's wrong with you. Not at all. I understand that life gets in the way. But I am saying, shame on you to the very lenient people who only have Angry Birds and that little game where you have to get the candy into the little dinosaur's mouth. And who plays Scrabble or Words with you or whatever the hell it is. Those people who call themselves, oh, I'm such a nerd, I'm such a gamer. No, you're not. You're not. Get out. You don't deserve the nerdiness, the pride that comes with that, in my opinion. Because there is a certain dignity to being, a game person. Because basically what you're saying by being a game person is you're establishing, you fuckhead, you're establishing that you're willing to put aside life's problems, reality. You're willing to put aside reality. The face that is the world. You're putting that aside for something that we ourselves have created. And that's pretty damn prideful in my aspect. I'm putting aside going out and learning a new skill, and I'm basically living an interactive story. Now, not all stories are well told, and not all stories are satisfactory at the end. Mass Effect. But I'd say that you take away something from every story or game that you read or listen to. So, it's the willingness to expand your horizons that I really care about. Again, you could only play 4 hours of a video game a week, or 2, or 1, or whatever. But, as long as you're keeping up with the momentum, the community, you're more than acceptable. Far more than acceptable. You're a valued member of the community. So, that's just my little rant on that. But the main core of this is that I really, 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 really hate the people who do the bare minimum, the barest minimum of games, the Facebook games or whatever, the iPhone games, or they go over and play one Halo game for 40 minutes at their friend's house, and then they go say, I'm such a nerd, I'm such a gamer, and then you go, oh, that person's a gamer as well. I'm going to try to talk to them about the community. So, what do you think of EA today? Or what did you think of EA? Did you think Sony does better than Microsoft? And then they just look at you with that look of, why are you talking to me about this? That's not something that I should even be aware of. That sounds stupid. I absolutely despise, at the core of my being, hate those people. Because the funny thing is that we should be looking at them like they're looking at us. And that's the funny thing. So, I hate when that happens. I've had that happen to me multiple times this year. As a matter of fact, some of the people at my work have done that. Because I've told them that I'm a recording person on YouTube. And they're like, oh man, so what game do you record? Do you record Halo, Call of Duty? Which one? And it's because they said, which one? as if it was the only two that even mattered. That just wanged me off. And that was just like, that was the moment when I pretty much realized that I'm not going to put any more effort into talking. And actually, here's the funny thing. Here's another funny thing. In case you're watching, by the way, I absolutely don't care if I wang off or tick off some of the employees at work. Because to be honest, I like some of my fellow employees, and I don't really like some other ones. But, and this isn't kissing up, this is me saying this honestly, I have a great deal of respect for the people who actually manage all of the jobs at the work. Because they have to put up with a lot of shit from the people who are getting married, and they have to coordinate everything, and they have to make sure all the drunk people are happy. Them and the cooks, I have the highest respect for. But some of the other servers, I lost all respect for this one guy when he said, so, you know, I heard you do game reviews. I'm like, well, you know, I play the games. I don't really review them. He's like, yeah. So, you ever think of expanding, you know, doing some other things like movie reviews? I'm like, you know, maybe once I get the equipment, you know, that's kind of why I'm at the job. And he's like, oh, okay. Would you ever think about doing music reviews? And I'm like, I guess so. I don't really have any favorite, you know, types of music. You know, I think all music's good. He's like, oh, okay, because you know, me and my friend, we have a band, and you know, if you were to give us some attention or reviews, we'd be willing to give you some too. You know, spread it around, get some influence going on there. You know, you scratch our backs, we'll scratch yours. And I'm just like, oh, I can't carry anymore. Whoopsie. Okay, okay, that's good to know. I can't carry anymore, so that's how the game tells you. But that just kind of ticked me off too. Like, you know, I understand you're a rising band, you want some exposure, but you know, I kind of lost a lot of respect for that guy. I was just like, first of all, I don't do game reviews. I've never reviewed a game. I've played through the game and given my thoughts on it, but I've never made a game review. So, some of the people at work, I really just about the YouTube thing. I don't like talking to them about it at all, because a lot of them don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I'm sorry if that's me being a pompous ass about me doing my thing, but this is something that I've been working on for a year. For more than a year. I've been putting my heart, soul, and life on the line. It's, you know, it's one thing to be in a band, and I respect anyone who has the guts to actually get up on stage in front of a live, wait, I should save.